Hey, Steve Zalunardo here with Remax Experts, Zalunardo Associates. Happy Monday morning. Quick inventory update. We're at 25,123 units. This is the inventory dump that we've been expecting, that we've been calling for the last couple of months. We are here mid-September with the highest amount of inventory I've ever seen in my career, to be honest. Again, a lot more houses were built since I started in real estate 14 years ago, but this is the highest I've ever seen. So 25,123 units. Good news is these sold properties went up about 45% since last week. So even though we got a big inventory dump, we did get some sale movement. It's about 45%, and it's just 300 more sales. So instead of 550 sales, we're at 803 sales this week. I kind of look at it, I keep breaking this up into where all the inventory is, and it's majority into low-rise residential. We're almost at 14,000 units there, and then in high-rise, which is condominiums, we're at 12,000 units. Even if you kind of look at the high-rise, their sales are quite weak. There are only 250 sales at 12,000 units available in the market. And then with resale, low-rise, we're at, let's say, 14,000 units and 553 sold. So it looks, condominiums are very, very slow process. This is why even we had a few listings in the market with condos, like an SPP attached to them, and it was a fight to get them done. Some were selling, some weren't. As long as they're priced decently, they were able to move. This is what I'm kind of advising clients right now. There's no point of looking at houses until you get your condominium, your townhouse on the market, condo townhouse on the market, and then get that under contract, and then you can start looking, because it's not like the good old days of 3 days on the market and you got a sold sign on your lawn. You're talking this could take 60, 90, 120 days depending on which price you start at and how competitive your building or neighborhood is. So just words of the wise. What to look forward to this week is here in the United States, the Feds are going to be adjusting their policy rate for the first time since 2020. If you kind of see here, we're at 5.5%. This is their predictions, 5.25%, which would make sense as the first time out of the box. 25 basis points will more than likely be the case, just based on what I've seen the last 7-8 years since I've been tracking this. Some economists are predicting 50 basis points, like a half a point. I don't see it. I think it's just too early to come out of the box that hot. What that does, if you are looking to purchase in the United States, you're looking to purchase some property in Florida and looking to change money, you're going to see now this dollar going down. We're at 135.85, like let's say 135.5. It'll probably be in the one or the high 3.3s, the 133s after today's policy rate, because it weakens the U.S. dollar, which is good. Another thing to look to is the whole world is this week here. The policy rates are going to be changing. If you kind of see South America, North America, there's the United States. Canada was earlier this month, and then you get into like Eastern Europe, and then this is into Africa, and then this is into Asia here. So everyone, this week here is going to be a juggernaut of policy rate changes. Some are holding, some are changing. But we read an article in the UK, which their housing prices are starting to increase quite aggressively already. And this is what's happening. We have a shortage of houses, a lot of population. As soon as these rates start coming down, you're going to see this crazy, bidding war strategy and stuff like that going forward. I was talking to, obviously, in Canada is going to be the same idea where you're going to see people come out of the woodworks. It's just the only thing that scares me about Canada is the employment going forward, and also the cost of living is through the roof. So it's just, I think it's going to be a slower takeoff, to be honest, going forward. In the States, I think we're going to get a faster, stronger way out of the box here as soon as these rates start coming down. This is why I keep telling clients, have one client who bought a house last year or earlier this year, I think we closed, and we had it for rent to get a leased out. It took a little longer than we thought. Obviously, there was an inventory dump in the area, and then we started really high. So those are the two recipes that don't relate into a signed contract. But once we got down to reality, got a price that made sense to tenants, we got it leased out to fantastic tenants, people that I really approve of. And we're buying these houses. This was, I think, $405,000, which is a 3-bedroom plus den, 3-bathroom, 2,250 square foot house backed onto a lake, the whole thing. It's a great house in a gated community, and we paid $405,000 for it. Like at the height of 21, 22 in Florida, specifically in that area, that house was like a 5.25, 520. Obviously, you've seen a retraction in price like the whole world did. But I mean, the good thing is we've seen the future potential of these properties. So if you're buying in at $400K, which if you kind of do some fast math, what is that? it's like 30% below market value, potential market value. So you have already that. If the market gets crazy again, you're going to have that 30% increase just right off the hop, which is great. That's a great investment property. It'll do well financially in the future. Then the problem is that even as the problem is for buyers not buying into let's say real estate in Florida currently right now, is that it's going to be an end game at some point. As much as everybody wants to kind of push it off, it's going to be a point where it doesn't happen anymore. Builders are still going very strong here. They're building at a very fast pace. But not that many communities got launched in the last year, to be honest. If you kind of see our reporting, we're kind of regurgitating the same neighborhoods. There's a few ones that dropped in Bonita and in Naples, but those are, the ones in Bonita were pretty decently priced at 1.2 and change, up to, let's say, 600 to like 1.2. And then you get into like Camus, which is in Naples, which that starts at 1.2 million plus US dollars, which unless you're at that range, doesn't make sense. But any in the smaller, like new communities, we haven't been launching much because there's not much to launch or to talk about. So we'll keep you posted on all that business here and both sides of the border, clearly. And also our Nobleton project's going quite well. Mike sold a few more over the weekend, which is great. They're moving. Some we sell, some come back. Clearly, this is new construction. Obviously, these are very high price points. People get cold feet. They don't. People kind of stick with it. Again, this is a very niche community. It's only 22 units in Gates of Nobleton. This is like a one-time only chance to get into this community. Not to mention the builder's done a way better job on the finishes here than, let's say, phase one. It's up to more modern standards. We had some input in some of the design and also some of the features to offer standard offered features. So it looks pretty decent. We'll keep you posted. Thanks.